Okay, and we are back. So, hopefully this will be the last day of a lot of talking, but we will go see what our guild master has to say. Enter the Adventurers Guild Hall. Adventurers Guild Hall reminds you the one in your hometown, the original moose head and other stuffed monsters, Saurus, troll, griffin, dragon, cheetar, and the terrible Antwerp torn the walls. Moosehead is a running joke. See a registration book on the table and a bulletin board full of job listings. The man seated near the window must be the guildmaster. He is snoring. I believe that the video ratio is now fixed. On the last one, the video's a little off, but I think everything's back to normal now. So let's look around a bit. We have our Antwerp, seen by two guys from Andromeda, which I think is a reference to Space Quest, which is another Sierra game. Cheetah. Head is like a panther's, but with a strong human-like quality. Still rather frightening. Cheetah, slain by Wolfgang Abentur. Dragon. Dragons. Baron Stefan von Spielberg. So you can see the Baron at least used to be quite the adventurer. To a nasty troll and would want to meet him in dark forest. Troll slain by Wolfgang Abentur. This is Crest Eagle and Lion. Would have torn a man alive. Griffin, slain by Wolfgang Abentur. Saurus. Hans Halfwin. And Moose. Courtesy of the Sarah Online Prop Department. So, one thing, we want to make sure to sign the adventure book. Our score, oops. Sign your name into the adventurer's log with a flourish. And we also want to read the adventurer's book. We got 4 points into that. And the page is very recent. It says, I, Dark Wolf, Spielberg to become a hero. This is the Baronet Bernard von Spielberg killed a troll. Flying Falls. The Baronet is a D-bag. Exploits, Great Adventures, Spielberg's Past, needs Wolfgang Abentur and Baron Stefan von Spielberg appear most often. That's probably enough. Before we let's talk to him now. So I will walk over and wake up. I was so busy I didn't notice you come in. Welcome, welcome. So seldom that we have new adventurers here. Most people think this valley is cursed, because it is. So, what do you have to say? It's just yesterday that I drew my sword and started out. Or was that the day before? No, then last week. What was I talking about? So, obviously, he's a little long in the tooth. It's about the guild hall, where an adventurer can find out who needs someone brave and courageous. There are many jobs on the bulletin board over there. There's a bulletin board. It's also a good place to talk about adventures on a cold afternoon. We used to play cards here once a week as well, but there are too few adventurers in Spielberg anymore. They all died from monsters or brigands, or they just got too old. Let's hear about the adventurers. I'm going to tell you about the time when Schultz and I rid this valley of Antwerps. Yeah, we were real adventurers then, and this was a real guild hall. Now we are just old men, and this is just a place to tell old stories. Not for long. Monsters. You can see some of the types of monsters that live around here. If you look on the walls, there are trolls, griffins, cheetars, mantrays, and goblins wandering in the woods. Here there are even some ogres and Saurus Rexes back in this valley. There was a time when Schultz and I had gotten rid of most of the monsters around here, but we are just too old for that now. Trolls are very tough. Fortunately, they only come out at night. Woods are very dangerous at night. This is true. It's much more dangerous at night. Saurus is a monster easy to avoid and easy to kill for a skilled adventurer. Saurus Rex, however, don't mistake these things for Sauruses. When they come at you, it is sometimes best just to run away. Ogres. Ogres are a lot like goons, but even meaner. Not as bright, though. Goblins. Goblins are not tough, but when they gang up, they can take out an unwary adventurer. Cheetah. Oops. Cheetah. Cheetahs are voracious creatures that charge out of nowhere and try to tear you to shreds. Sometimes they succeed. Manta rays. Weird things are magical. They are best avoided. Okay. Adventurous monsters bulletin board. Over there on the wall, there is where the jobs are posted for adventurers. Some have been there for a long time now. There just aren't too many good adventurers around here lately. So this is kind of assuming you've already looked. You need to talk to the healer you need to talk to either the Baron or the healer about the rewards. Healer. Her house is just north of the town gate. She is a nice woman. Castle. Castle is just north of the healer's house. Fancy. And trophies. Schultz and I killed most of the monsters on those walls. Fine. One day years ago, a pair of dragons tried to take over the valley. We adventurers rode out to meet them. I can still see Stefan von Spielberg charging forward on his black horse. He slew that dragon, whose head you see on the wall, and the other one flew off. Here people see that other dragon flying overhead sometimes, but it has never dared to attack us again. Antwerp. Valley was overrun by those odd monsters one year. Schultz and I fought long and hard to rid the valley of the things. We might have failed even so, had it not been for those two peculiar tourists who came to our aid. Tourists. They said they were from some place called Andromeda. Must be someplace south of here, I guess. They certainly were odd. The moose. That was the most vicious moose I ever saw. Nearly bit my nose off. Droll. Remember the day I killed one? It was the biggest I'd ever seen. I put up a tough fight, but I was tougher. You can see the results on the wall. Cheetah. Watch out for cheetahs. I bear the scars of my fight with one. The one on the wall to this day. Still it is stuffed, and I am still alive. And source. I remember when Hans killed the one there. It was a tough fight for him. Hans Halfwin. He wasn't much of an adventurer, but he did manage to kill a Saurus before he made the mistake of tangling with a troll. Hans Halfwin. All those. So, your name. Wolfgang Aventur, the guildmaster of this hall. Tell me about being guildmaster. I'm supposed to keep track of all the adventurers and make sure they sign their names in the log. There was a time when I would go out and rescue foolhardy adventurers who got into too much trouble, but I don't get much now. Guildmaster. Oh, never mind. Tell me about the curse. Yeah, with the Baron losing his son and daughter, Baba Yaga, all those monsters, and now the brigands. It has just been one thing after another. So we hear a little bit more about that curse. Baron von Spielberg was once a brave protector of the valley. We used to adventure together when I was younger. No brigand or monster would dare show his face here if the Baron had not angered Baba Yaga. Now it is said he goes nowhere and sees no one. There was a hero and worthy of the name of Bernard von Spielberg. He rode off to hunt one morning 5 years ago, and his horse returned with large claw marks on it. No sign of Bernard's body was ever found. Remember those large claw marks on the horse. Daughter. Elsa was a beautiful 8-year-old child with blonde hair and sky blue eyes. She was her father, the Baron's joy. 10 years ago, she was carried off by something which flew over the wall and away with her. Search for her lasted many years, but at last everyone gave up except the Baron's jester, Yorick. Tell me about Yorick. Yorick was a funny little man, but brave. He swore he would spend his life searching for the Baron's Elsa. Baba Yaga, she is the center of our problems, I think. Baba Yaga is a powerful ogre. Baron von Spielberg tried to force her to leave this valley, but she cursed him. Now the Baron has lost everything but his land, and I don't know how long he will keep that. What our valley needs is a hero. Hero. A real hero is someone who didn't start out strong or powerful, but uses his courage and brains and skills to become the best he can be. Brigands. There's a reward for anyone who can stop the brigands by capturing or killing the leaders of the brigands. You should read the bulletin board for more info. Cool. Spielberg Town is small now that most people have been driven off by the brigands. This is such a pretty place too, with the mountains, forests, and waterfalls. Mountains surrounding the valley are very high. Snow covers the tops all year long. The only way out of Spielberg Valley is through the pass, though I hear that it is blocked by snow again. Forests are full of monsters and strange creatures. There are some nice waterfalls in the southeast of town. They fill Mirror Lake, which is lovely, but ice cold all year long. And the town. The town used to be a thriving city before the brigands drove most of the people off. Magic shop. I don't know much about magic, but the woman who runs that place scares me. That's fair. Dry goods. Caspar at the store would like to be an adventurer, or so he says. He spends too much time dreaming and not enough doing, I think. The tavern. Never liked that place. The bartender smiles all the time, but he is not very friendly. Crusher lives up to his name. He is nasty even for a goon. Goon is a lot like an ogre, but not as tough, but a little smarter. Sheriff's Otto and Crusher at the tavern are both goons. We won't deal much with Crusher as a magic user, but perhaps in a different playthrough. The butcher. I don't think the butcher shop is open much anymore either. Bakery. I think the bakery is almost always closed. The baker tries to stay away from his wife. And the farmer's market. Farmer's market is run by the centaurs, Heinrich, Preferdeferden, and his daughter Hilde. Preferdeferden, whatever, centaur. There are not too many centaurs in this land. Heinrich and Hilde are good people. Schultz Meisterson and I have been friends for a long time. He too was once a real adventurer. Now he is just the sheriff of this town. Sure. I like Otto, even if he is a goon. Schultz has him almost trained. Oh, wait. Goon, oh. Alright, so that's everything. Let's go take a look at this. Reward for return of a lost ring. So we'll check out the healers for a lost ring. This poster is rather dusty and faded. The picture is of a small child with braids. Reward of 50 gold coins for the safe return of Elsa von Spielberg. Inquire at Spielberg Castle Gates. Okay. 30 gold coins for the capture or death of the brigand warlock. Description: short, ugly, and wears brightly colored robes. Has a habit of laughing continually. Inquire at Spielberg Castle Gates. Wanted brigand leader. Description: unknown appearance, wears a cloak. Must provide proof of leader's identity. Reward: 60 gold coins and title of Hero of the Realm. Inquire at Spielberg Castle Gates. So a lot of things about fighting the brigands. Notice spell components needed, cash or trade for potions, inquire at the healer. So that is talk to the healer. And this poster seems to have been here for a while. It's a picture of a handsome but arrogant young man. Reward of 50 gold coins for information leading to the return of Baronet Bernard von Spielberg. Inquire at Spielberg Castle Gates. And that's everything. So click off to the side. And that may be the last time we ever walk in here. Alright, so now I think that's enough chatting with those people at least. Let's head out of town. Breeze is cool, but you feel a shiver deeper than just the cold. You are really on your own now in a very dangerous place. Alright, so let's walk around, follow this path north, and the bright smell of fresh herbs mingles with the aroma of wood smoke as you come up to a hut by the side of the road. There's a little bird thing here, and let's go into this place. You politely knock on the door. After a moment, you hear the inside bolt slide open. A voice from inside says, "Come on in." Sure. The fragrance of herbs mingle with some rather unpleasant odors as you step into the healer's house. Such a creepy picture. Lovely day, isn't it? My, you look very healthy for an adventurer. You must be new. Also buy, skip something, whatever. Also buy spell components if you are interested in gathering some for me. Don't mind me, I always have so much to do around here. Alright, so this is the healer, so let's chat to her a little bit. Healer. Well, my name is Amelia Appleberry. Mostly I'm just known as the healer. I will be happy to sell you some potions. I live here with my pet. Probably just Terry. Probably a silent P. Pet. Oh, that's my pet Terry, the pterosaur. He has a girlfriend, Teresa, with a nest in the oak outside my door. Terry keeps me company, and listens while I chatter as I work. So Terry is with Teresa outside. Pterosaur, species of flying lizard. I understand they can grow quite large in the south. Ring. My ring is shaped in gold, like a braid of the herb Athos with entwined leaves. Almost certainly a reference to Lord of the Rings and the Athos flower. I don't know how I lost it. I hardly ever take it off. Let's ask about the reward. Give 6 gold to the person who returns my ring as a gift when I graduated from the College of Healing. Potions. I make and sell healing, power, vigor, and undead ungent. Healing potion. Potion is used to heal damage and keep wounds from getting worse. It has gotten pretty dangerous around here, and a healing potion can be quite useful in a serious situation. Vigor. Vigor potion is used to revitalize yourself after a vigorous exercise. It helps to restore stamina. Stamina is the measure of the energy the body uses to work as you or play. Whatever. Power potion. Power potion restores the energy needed to cast spells. Undead. Undead vision is used to drive off the minor undead, such as zombies or floating spirits. It doesn't last long, so you should use it near where you are going to encounter such things. Zombies. There are not many zombies in this land. Too damp, I suppose. There are some floating spirits, I have heard. Floating spirits? Floating spirits are like ghosts, which usually hang around graveyards at night. They are dangerous. Don't go near them unless you have undead ungent first. Magic. I have skill to use my magic to create potions. I'm a bit proud about it. Not everyone can do that, you know. Cool. Luck bonus. I always need ingredients for making potions. Right now I need some flowers from Arana's piece, magic mushrooms, troll beard, and let me think, oh yes, cheetah claws. Very happy to pay you back if you bring me some. I'll also buy back any empty flasks you have so that I can recycle them. Waste not, want not, after all. Sure. Trolls around here are tough monsters that cannot stand the light of day and so are only found at night or in caves. They're very difficult to kill, but I will pay 2 healing potions for the beard of a troll. Flowers. These flowers from Ron's piece to the north are nearly all my potions. They have some of the magic of the place even when they are dried. I will pay you 5 silvers for a flask full of flowers. Ron's piece, almost due north of here, is the meadow called Ron's piece. It's a very magical area, and I understand that it is a place of safety. It's beautiful all year, for the flowers are always in bloom. Cheetah looks like a cross between a panther and a man. It is vicious and tough. Unless you are a very tough fighter, you had best try to keep it away from it. If you do manage to kill it, then I will give you 5 silvers for each claw. Nice. Flasks. I'll pay you 1 silver for each empty flask you bring me, so I can use it for more potions. And Mandrake. Mandrake is used in a variety of spells, mostly for evil purposes. Mandrake must be pulled from a dead man's grave at midnight. The root is particularly powerful. Castle. You can see Spielberg Castle from my yard outside. The Baron lives there with only his guards for company, so I hear. Baron, poor man, he hasn't been the same since his son and daughter were taken from him. So, he was just a young, dashing man when he rode off. He never returned. And the daughter. Dear child, I can still picture her with her beautiful blonde hair done up in braids. She was so sweet, it is hard to believe she is gone. And the brigand. Those brutes. I'm always having to heal someone they've beaten up and robbed. I hate thieves. Keep that in mind if you ever want to try and steal from her. You can do it, but you will never be allowed to talk to her for the rest of the game. Enough. Okay. Yeah, you can steal these potions, but then you'll never be allowed back in. Oh, by the way, if you happen to find a ring on your adventures, I lost my favorite gold ring. I will give you a reward to the one who returns it. And, whether you realized it or not, we received a hint about that ring while we were in there. We have Terry and now Teresa. And you can see just barely this little, there's that shimmer. And there's a couple of different ways to get it, but as a magic user, we purchase the fetch spell. Our current expertise with that is 5, and you'll find as we use it more, our expertise will grow. And the game just instinctively knows that we are trying to fetch the ring. Take a lovely gold ring from the nest. Place the ring into your pack and the nest on the ground, which is now destroyed. I feel bad about that. Politely knock on the door. Well, what can I do for you this time? And the only thing I want to do is give you this ring. Oh, thank you for my ring. How you've missed this. Here are 6 gold and 2 healing potions for your reward. Excellent. Really very helpful to start. You put the reward away and tell her she is welcome as you leave to avoid being kissed again. It's very inappropriate. She did not get consent. And I think the last thing we will do, we will take our 6 gold and buy another spell. So you return to my shop, ask me what you will, but keep it to the point. So, we can get Flame for almost all of our money. We can get Open for half. I think we'll just get Flame now, and that will make it easier to kill enemies and get money that way. As you read the spell scroll, the spell is ingrained in your mind. And that's all, so peace out, y'all. Alright. So, when we come back, we will actually start adventuring. There's a whole other half of town that we'll go check out later, but there's no real rush right now. So, for now, we will save as id 2. Save, and we'll see you next time.